Hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the wonderful worlds of hermits and crafting. And it is so good to be back. My friends, it has been so long, over a month since we last made our last Minecraft video, and I have been sick, as you guys might have known from the Twitters and things along those lines. And I very much apologize about the absence of videos, but unfortunately, after traveling to my grandpa's memorial, I got very sick and had to take a lot of time to recover, get my energy, get all my muscles firing again, and all those wonderful things. And geez, that's a big mountain right there. Oh golly gee, that really hurt the head, guys. Woo, man, you know, that's what happens when you don't fly for a month. Oh, where am I? I don't even know. Excuse the interruption as Scar orients himself and tries to remember where he is inside the world. Still confused, Scar looks around through the mountains, trying to find his way home. Okay, this way. Sorry for the interruption, but like I said, guys, thank you so much for the support, because all the kind comments and messages really fueled me and inspired me to, you know, get back up and rolling once again, and I very, very much appreciate that. So let's fly on into our little hobbit hole in the side of the mountain. We've got our cats. Look at how well they're doing. Look at them. They're just doing so awesome. Some people are worried, like, Scar, are you going to feed your pets while you're gone? I do. I always make sure there's a bowl of food ready for my cats, even the dogs. Everyone's welcome and everyone gets fed at the hobbit hole here. How are you? Are you doing good? I hope you are, because we haven't talked for a while. So I hope you guys are good. So in the comments, you guys got to let me know. Please let me know. Hashtag server update. Hashtag server update. And I want you guys to fill me in on all of the happenings on the server, because I've been so out of the loop. I don't even know what's going on. So you guys got to help me with that. Okay. So remember, hashtag server update in the comments and let me know what all the shenanigans has been going on the server. And hello, kitties. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wait, did somebody name one of my cats? Okay, I thought I saw a name pop up here. Somebody might have been doing some vandalism around here. Not. Anyway, so we left off in a very huge project. So we've been working on the community project, getting this massive project set up, and I'd really hoped to have gotten it all done by now, or at least the main structure aspects of it. But unfortunately, being gone, we have not had any progress from me anyway, and it's time to head back over there and start working on it. But yeah, I'm so glad to be back. Hello, Enderman Head. Hello, Dragon Head. It's good to be back, guys. So let's fly on over and see what progress or things we still need to do on the community project. You truly know you're back in business here on the HermitCraft server at the community build when No Face Scar makes his appearance. What is the deal with Owl Scar? I don't get it. Owl Scar, like, that is the creepiest thing ever. Just Owl Scar does what Owl Scar wants to do, apparently, and that's look behind him all the time. Welcome to the community build. I have not seen what's below me, so together, let's do it. So where we left off, we were working on the giant cylinder that was making up kind of our main structural pillar, which is the center of the city. Now, our theory with this whole thing is that this central column is kind of vaguely a petrified tree. It just kind of gives off that impression that maybe this is an ancient underground tree, but it's all encased in stone, and the ancient hermits have come and carved out a staircase leading down to the bottom. At least that was our theory, and that's what we were working off of. So let's push back now and kind of see what progress has been made down here since we were last here. So let's push out, and there it is, looking super fancy. So it's still a lot of work still to go. See how we finished up right here in these little areas? I wish I had a laser pointer at this point here. So we added all of the acacia and we added the stone. Now I still want to add more life and more variety to this. We need some additional shades of colors and things along those lines to the area, which will make this thing really come alive. So yeah, I think that is looking really, really good. Now, what we still need to work on also within this design is trying to incorporate some little houses, some little doorways, different things along those lines that will give this thing much more variety in shape, because we have the general shape and structure of it, but it needs those small elements of life, because when you build giant structures and things along those lines, you got to bring it down in scale of intimacy and things along those lines, make it more human scale. By saying that, or what I mean by that is, say up in these little areas where this is a little bit skinnier as as it swirls around the sides, or maybe down below here where we really brought in the kind of the scale of it. So down here, look at how skinny and kind of tunneled this is, because we're trying to bring this, you know, make it feel a little bit more intimate and things along those lines, even though it's a giant structure, kind of doing two things. You're making a, wow, look at that big old structure, but also making it kind of feel home-like, you know, you feel natural around it. So, oh, yuck, 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 ugly slimes. Despise slimes. Oh, they're just hideous, horrible, horrible beasts. But yeah, so I think this is looking really good. So I don't know what's going on right here, but we need to start working on these branches. So this is where we left off in our last episode. We're building these giant branch kind of structures that kind of fill these areas up. See how this kind of flows this way? What we need to do is create that hourglass shape. So what we're going to try to start with is taking these pieces and starting to kind of create that kind of shape as it kind of bows outward at the top, along with these branches over here. And the cool thing about this is it makes these neat little tunnels that we'll be able to go through. Maybe in some of these areas, we're going to build some of the little houses and the doorways and things along those lines. So anyway, I think that's looking pretty sweet. Eventually, also, we got to remove this floor so we can finally see the entire ceiling in all of its grandeur. So, wow, this was a lot of work, and it's time to finish this. Welcome back, and I love flying through here. Now I'm out of rockets, but oh, geez, ouch, 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 that really hurt. Let me eat some mutton. That'll make me feel better. Anyway, what I love about flying through here is look at how you dip into the shadows. Ow. I actually turned on cinematic camera. That's why I couldn't fly. This is the hugest fail. I had so much oh my gosh. Stop it. Stop it. I didn't mean for this. No, stop it. Oh man, my whole intro, I was so excited because I've been flying around here for the last couple of minutes, just having a ball, just flying about. And I was going to show you guys, like, it's cool. You kind of fly into shadows and into light. It's like flying through galaxies. That's how I was going to intro that little clip, but things don't always go the way you plan, guys. Story of my life. But look at me. I'm a professional Minecrafter. That's right. Just excuse all that other part. I've got ender pearls, I've got torches, and I've got scaffolding. I'm actually pretty proud of myself right now for remembering all those things. We're going to take the express route up here. There we go. And let's get started. So what we're going to start working on is creating that hourglass shape that will soar to the ceiling and creating these branches and different things along those lines. It's going to be kind of amazing. So I think we're just going to like start right here. So let's jump right into it. So we're going to scaffold up a little bit, and we're going to grab a hold of this, and we're going to start thinking here. Let me pull these blocks outwards just a little bit so we have a little bit more walking room. There we go. And we're going to start pulling these together. Awesome. Very, very good. So we're going to start building these outwards, and like I said, we're going to kind of fan those upwards. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what happened, because I have just a whole bunch of new, beautiful, awesome new subscribers, and I just cannot thank you guys enough for joining the Scar group here. And unfortunately, I've been gone. So I hit 300,000 subscribers. I couldn't have been more happy, and I was so excited with all these new things I want to do and this and that. I just overdid it. And I apologize about that, of course, like I said before. And you know, with what's wrong with me, my neuromuscular disease, there is a point when my body just stops recovering after I pushed it too far. And after, you know, working on lots of videos and live streams and staying up till like 2 and 3 in the morning rendering and editing videos, it just got to a point where my body stopped recovering, and it just went down the tubes, my friends, right down that big old tube. Actually, it was not a big tube, and it was dirty, and it was cold, it was nasty. But anyway, it just stopped recovering, and it took about a month, or about almost 2.5 weeks now, to kind of get back online a little bit, and at least I come out of it. And as much as this frustrates me, as much as this aggravates me, because we were having so much fun, you know, building incredible things together, you know, all these new subscribers coming in and enjoying the content just filled me with so much inspiration. You wouldn't even believe it. And it just hurts. It hurts so bad to let you guys down, and to just not be able to make videos. And, you know, it's what fuels me. What makes me get excited every day to get up and start making videos and doing all those wonderful things. But when I don't have that, it's really hard for me. Like, making videos, that's my like one thing in life that I can do. It seems like every day something gets taken away from me, that I can't do this or that because of, you know, being sick or something along those lines. But videos, that's like the one thing I can do. So when it does get taken away, like it really messes with me. But I'm just happy to be back, right? Happy to be back and enjoying what I love to do is make these videos. And for all the new subscribers, because like I said before, we've got a lot of new, beautiful new subscribers. And I just haven't got a chance to really thank you and welcome you guys. And we're still going to do the 300,000 subscriber video, so don't worry about that. But yeah, for anybody curious what's wrong with me, if that's something that interests you, it's just a neuromuscular disease that just weakens all my muscles and makes life a little bit more difficult, but we all have our challenges, right, in life, and that's my particular challenge that I have to deal with. And like I said, we all have our challenges in life that we have to deal with, and that's mine. And you know, when you do face, you know, obstacles like that, and you know, a lot of it just comes down to the way you react to it, right? You know, terrible things can happen to you, but if you make the best of them and you always hit everything with as best of positive attitudes you can't always have positive attitudes, right? You know, sometimes you get a little down or out of it, but as long as you always try to hit it as best you can with the best attitude, things are never quite as bad, right? As long as you always laugh and make a joke of it, or, you know, always keep yourself positive, looking towards the future, things that seem terrible and awful at first sometimes don't seem quite as bad, right? I think that's a good exercise. I almost learned that a little bit from my swim coach a little bit. He once said that, I think he took this from somebody else, which I probably guarantee you that, but he said life is only 10% what happens to you. It's 90% of how you react to it. And it's true. It's totally true. I believe that to the core the more and more I live life, because there's such awful things sometimes, and the way you react to it is so important on how the outcomes of that will be, how you will perceive that, how other people will perceive you. So that's just something that I tried to live by. And yeah, I think this is coming out pretty cool, right? We're starting to get some progress on this, so let's fly on down and take a little look. Okay, so it's not that great, but we're going to work on it. So what I want to do is I want to start bringing some of the stone downwards. So, you know, start adding some along here and then start to continue its connection to this point about right about there. So if we can get that all the way across, I think this will start to look super, super awesome, and then start adding some more branches. Now, just one more note is it's going to take another week for me to get fully back online, and maybe even another week after that. So if the videos aren't like 100%, you know, lots and lots of videos, patience with me a little bit as I kind of get going. But like I said, guys, thank you so much for the support while I was gone. You guys make my heart sing. Welcome back, and we're finishing up this section of our roof line. Let me put a little torch down and oh, hello there, friends. Apparently we got some mob friends over in that little dark little hole over there. Anyway, let's actually shoot on over there with an ender pearl. There we go. The lag is kind of severe, so we'll be a little more careful around those mobs. So as you can see, we're starting to kind of bow out the design like we talked about. Now this is a super branch, right? This one comes way across. It also covers up part of the pathway, making a tunnel. Now we're definitely going to do more of those along the way, but I want to kind of just establish the roof so it's not just a cylinder. We're trying the best we can to get out of cylinder mode. And as you can see, this one kind of breaks up a little bit over there. So I think that's starting to look really nice. Now, if you remember from our previous episode, we also talked about doing columns. So a column would be like right there and would run the length of the roof and connect to this center. So it'd be more of a man-made object. Oh, we got incoming. So we're definitely going to start working on that and start brainstorming some designs on that account. I'm just trying to get back into that creative mode. And whenever I do get sick, or, you know, my disease takes me down a notch, it just saps my creativity and motivation, and it's really hard for me to get going again. But I feel like we're starting to get those juices rolling, those gears a turning. So I think that's really good, and we're starting to remember some of the things we talked about in our last few episodes. That's what I'm trying to remember, because we're really coming up with some really sweet ideas to really jazz up the design of this structure. You guys were sending me some amazing tweets of like color palettes, different things like that, just to add a little more variety, right? A little more texture, maybe a little more color, things along those lines. So definitely send me those again. Start getting my creative energies moving again. But I think this is looking good. Let me shoot back down here real quick. There we go. And clear that. Awesome. Okay. So I was thinking, right, when we make this little swirl that goes up the side of the mountain, you know, the idea behind this is that we're going up here and you can see all the different shops and residential houses that all the hermits can make. That's kind of the point of this spiral. Now, maybe we're going to work on something in the center. Maybe that might be more of a express route. But this is just, wow, look at that little shadow over there. But see this is new. So the entrance to get to the upper lands is right there for now, temporary. But see how the spiral comes across here? It actually goes into the area that we're working on. Oh, geez, you can't just have 5 minutes without you guys coming in here and messing with me. Die. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So we now have this whole new little area. So this spirals upwards, and now we can start kind of building within this up to the top. It's just something that I hadn't expected to have before, I guess, because this used to be kind of like a really thin walkway. It used to be about 3 blocks wide, and it slowly got skinnier and skinnier till it was only 1 block wide, like right there. But now we have all this extra space, so I guess we can then spiral all the way now to the top, because we're trying to create a forced perspective wise by having the walkway down at the very bottom that you start with be like maybe 10 blocks wide. And by the time you got up here to be 1 block wide. So now this will actually spiral all the way up, not affecting the forced perspective design, and we'll be able to have a cool little exit. So that's kind of a win-win right there. So right now we've got to hit super fast build mode and complete this little design all the way across. Super fast build mode, and that is looking pretty sweet. So this was our original kind of branch that was outstretching from the central column. So I think that is starting to look good. It's still not perfect. I still want to adjust it here or there and make it look a little bit better, but I definitely think we're starting to get to the design that I had envisioned for this particular area. And then rounding the corner, as you can see, it nicely kind of bows upwards, and I think this side's looking a little bit nicer than the other side. So like I said, just a little bit more adjustment. But as we continue to move down here, we've got another branch there. We might have maybe have just gotten a little too ambitious with that one. So some of these ones are a little bit more in line. So of course, we're going the direction as the pathway soars closer to the ceiling, and I think this looks good. This is where it's going to start to kind of go into itself up here. So there's more stalactites hanging down here that more connect with the ground below, and then up to here it just crosses all the way up and fills in the whole section. So I think that's looking pretty good. So let's head back on this side and we can build a little bit together over here. So let's see, where's a good spot? I was looking at this, I was like, there was a particular spot that I wanted to work with, and I think, my friends, it is right there. So let's hit this one pretty hard up here. So we're gonna head up here, and what I wanna do is I wanna add quite a bit more structure to this. So if we back this off a little bit and we add just a little bit more scaffolding down below, this is slightly staggering looking at the scale of this project. Like when you think about it, originally we had this thing built in maybe like 4 episodes at the most. Like that's that's pretty substantial amount of work. And I think if I would have had to redo this a little bit, I probably wouldn't have done it so crazy, given myself a little bit more time to kind of think about it. But I just got super excited, right? And kind of jumped in there. But that's kind of cool also to see such a transformation over a shorter period of time, which is pretty cool in itself. All right, so as you can see, just kind of building out these pieces. See how this ring right here doesn't go as far outwards. So right over there, this piece connects pretty close. So just kind of building up the little pieces here and there, just giving this a little bit more scale. And have you guys seen, I got to throw this out there. Have you seen Pandora at Disney's Animal Kingdom? It's a new land themed to Avatar. I mean, come on, who even remembers that movie? But this land that Disney created, Animal Kingdom, absolutely amazing. It's got these floating mountains. It's got this just incredible plants and rocks and mountains. It is so, so cool. The Imagineer Joe Brody, who I think was the lead on that, did such an amazing job, him and his team, like just incredible, super inspiring when it comes to Minecraft. And I draw, like I've always said, a ton of inspiration from like Disney parks, things like that for all my Minecraft builds. And I always encourage people, you know, if you want to learn, you know, the things about Minecraft that kind of make my thoughts and my feelings and designs work, it's Disney. It's totally Disney. Just learn about how, you know, you create, you know, forced perspective, you create an environment, you create an atmosphere, all of these different things is what I've learned through Disney. So I highly encourage you guys to learn about Imagineers, learn about their techniques and all those wonderful things. And yeah, like I said, if you take a look at some of the videos of Pandora, like I don't even think I've ever seen the full movie, but what I can say is that land is absolutely stunning. It's got these floating mountains, like I said, which is super inspiring for maybe future projects. So yeah, I think this is really, really coming out here at our little project here. Look at that. I think that's really nice. Now, what we need to start with, and we're just going to get going just a little bit here, is I want to start kind of extending out our design. So start getting that acacia, start getting that cobblestone and stairs and things along those lines built into this area just to spruce this up and kind of just continue to push the cart down the road here to our hopefully finishing this project. Like ideally by next week, I'd like to completely finish this whole thing off, which would be amazing. So yeah, let me go get some more supplies and let's finish off this whole section. Grabbed up some supplies and I found this really interesting alcove. So this, like I said, this is the original branch. We took quite a bit of looks at it. This area I think could be something really cool. So why don't we jump in here with a little acacia, grab ourselves out a little stairs, a little bit of cobble here, and let's throw that out, grab that, and there we go. This area just kind of calls out to really adding some interesting designs to it. Now, you might be wondering, for the general design, what we've been working with is we've been knocking this out and we've been adding some acacia like that. And we're trying to create that little bit of just vaguely petrified, just vaguely. It's nothing too serious. We're not trying to recreate a tree, really. It's just giving the impression, like we've spoken many times about. So we're just kind of bringing that in there. But if we bring these, you know, vertical slabs here, I was considering for these kind of branches that head outwards, what if we do some horizontal ones? Ooh, that sounds very nice. But yeah, we'll think about that. We'll definitely think about maybe doing some of those for those kind of outstretching branches, which would be definitely pretty cool. Anyway, so bringing these pieces together, I think this is going to look very nice. And we'll cut those pieces out. Yeah, I think this will work. I think this will work. So we're just going to continue to bring these now. We're going to run into some sections like this, but that's okay because we can totally fix that from the outside. Don't get discouraged. Now we're going to bring those like that. Like I said, these will look kind of funny. Well, we can't see it from here, but they'll definitely look weird. But we'll come in around and we'll just kind of clean up those pieces, and those will definitely look pretty nice once we get through with it. All right, so yeah, just generally keeping to that style. Like now, places like this, I think would look really cool if we just kind of stick in some of these and just here and there. Like we said, this is kind of the hermits have come in and kind of carved this out. So maybe in the end, we might even be able to come in here and maybe create like a little doorway, maybe a window. This could be, you know, someone's house back here. But what I want to do is just freshen it up a little bit, add all the extra little details, just so this whole thing starts to kind of find its place. Because I think once we go into the phase where we're adding structures and houses and different things along those lines, that's going to take time to really develop a style and a color palette and things like that for this particular area. So that's why I'm not going to jump into it too fast, especially scale. I think that's the main thing that I'm worried about with this project is once I incorporate the little houses built into this thing, I'm worried about scale from, you know, building something too big at the top, making it look kind of awkward. Does that make sense? So if we build, you know, like a small building at the bottom, but then build like a giant one at the top, that's going to look really strange. So we got to make sure that we build like doors proportionally smaller as we get higher up the pillar. So that's going to take a little more time. I'm going to have to definitely do some testing in a test world to figure that out exactly. But yeah, just general styling. We're going to continue this all the way across. I think that's a Cub fan. That's a Cub fan. And he wants to get on the Discord. So let me just work on this just a little bit more, and I'll see you guys in just 1 second. Welcome back, and we're adding a whole bunch of acacia logs up here looking super fancy. So when we jet back here a little bit and add some more of these, I think this is looking really cool. Now in these big expanses, so if you remember right, going up around this corner, it starts to get a little shallower, the ceilings start to come down and the walls become a little closer to the side. But these sections, we still have some large expanses. So that's why I'm trying to make sure I add as much of the acacia in some of these sections as possible. Whereas the farther we get up there, we're actually being a little bit more sparing with it. And that's like I've said before, we're just trying to create that perspective feel that I'm hoping to achieve. Now, are we going to get it perfect? Probably not. This is a huge project in survival that is, like I said in a prior episode, was hashtag never forget the big dig. Never forget. So yeah, this is a huge project that's difficult in survival, right? Like creating something that takes, like 30 blocks of scaffolding to see from a distance, because it's so important to see your projects from a distance. I learned that the hard way, like painting and things along those lines. Like when you are up close at your portrait or your landscape that you're painting, and you take a second to step way back, everything just looks horrible. And you're like, oh no, what have I done? So yeah, it's very, very important to always kind of, step back a little bit, because you can really focus in on one area. You could just put a whole bunch of detail in this part of you think of this as a canvas, and you put a whole bunch of detail right here, and then you're so focused on that. But when you step back, you realize you can't even see that little bit of detail right there. You should have been thinking more broadly over the entire thing. So that's what I'm trying to remember in this project in a way, is to not get, bogged down with these little details here and there, but think of it as a more broad project, because things kind of huge, right? Hashtag never forget. So yeah, this is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's just a daunting project. It's just a super daunting project. My inventory is super duper full. Anyway, I think this is looking good. So why don't we take 1 second here? Let's put a torch here just for good measure, just because it's kind of dark. And let's walk up here a little bit. So one thing I forgot to do was add some stalactites. So adding some of these guys right here. As we walk through here, I'll see if I can find some more. And this is our little nook right here. I think this is looking really nice. Now, mind the floor. It's not quite done yet, so don't judge the floor yet. Now, don't you? Okay, good. And in spots like this, you can add a little bit of, let's see, stalactites are what hang down, and now stalagmites. That's right. Stalagmites are the floor. I always goof those up. Always goof those up no matter what. But that's okay. So put that down like so. So yeah, working our way up this section here. Sometimes I think of in Cars Land at California Adventure, they call it like stalagmites. That's right, because they're cars, and you get it. Anyway, so walking up here, remember how we talked about this gets a little bit skinnier as we go upwards. Now this is where it gets a little different. So up here, we got to think about this in two sides. So we have this side over here, and we have this side. I'm considering leaving this stone and keeping this more of the acacia. Does that make more sense? I think it does, because, wow, you don't see me over there, do you? Sneak attack. Oh, wow, that was laggy. Still got him. I want everybody to remember that. I still got him. But yeah, I think that makes sense, leaving this stone and keeping this. So we're not going to do like acacia here and then start doing acacia on this side. I don't think. That's a difficult choice. I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit more. But for the most part, I think this is starting. Wow, that thing just disappeared on me, didn't it? This thing is starting to definitely come together. It's a big one. And in the center here, we got some plans for that to make life a little easier traversing this whole place. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Hopefully we can do that in the next few episodes. Create a little bit more mechanisms down there. You know me and mechanisms. I'm so good at that. It's like building a tree for me. No, it's not. Okay, I think that's looking really sweet. So why don't we jump into our camera account and see how this thing looks from afar. Look at that handsome fella. He's got his pants pulled up as high as they go. He's expecting a flood. Anyway, welcome back, and look at this wonderful, apparently we broke down, guys. I'm not moving anymore. Why am I not moving anymore? I don't know what's going on. I think I've had like a curse put on me. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Nope. I thought that would work. Nope. Here we go. Oh, here we go. We're moving. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, I'm a little rusty, guys. I'm super sorry. It's been a long time. All right, that is looking super fancy. And remember how we talked about having some vertical or horizontal beams going across here with the acacia, I think that's going to look amazing. We just need to build up some scaffolding and make that happen. But this is looking excellent. I'm absolutely loving this. So let's scoot on down to this other side. So this is, oh yes, let's actually go all the way down here. That is perfect. That is our vision. It is coming out. Like I said, we still need a few more tweaks. We need to maybe add maybe a shadow, maybe a highlight color, because once I was looking at this is very kind of a monotone, kind of grayish design. So I feel like we do need a darker color and a highlight color for the design. And I think once we have achieved that, we've nailed it. Now, of course, over in this little area, there's lots more work to do here. But generally, as you can see, kind of going up from this spot right here, this is like almost all the way done. Look, going all the way up here. Aha, that's excellent. Absolutely love it. And guys, like, thank you so much, so very much for sticking in there with me. I know I disappear for long periods of time sometimes. This one wasn't too long, but I from the bottom of my heart, I thank you guys so much for the support as always. It is my absolute pleasure to make videos and hopefully kind of wow you guys with cool designs, or just hopefully you guys have a good time watching the videos, and it just means a ton that you guys stop over and hang out with me for a little bit each day. So a huge thank you to you. And yeah, so that is it, my friends. We're going to cut the video short just a little bit today, just because I don't want to push myself too much, and it's already 12:30. So I kind of got to edit this if I want this video to go up tomorrow. So until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later.